Hi, I'm Colleen, and I am gonna show you how to make this wine bottle cake. And I know you're looking at it going, there's no way. It looks like it's just too hard and too much, but I'm telling you, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I'm gonna go through the steps, and it's actually easier than you think. It's just a little time consuming, but it's definitely worth it when you bring it to a party. So let's get started. Okay, so I've assembled all the items you need for the first step. I do the wine bottle first because it takes about 3 days to harden. So you definitely want to allow yourself enough time to do that. So you're gonna need some white fondant, and I use burgundy gel color. It's better to use gel because if you use the runny drops, it just makes the fondant kind of gummy. And if it's not burgundy enough for you, you can add a little bit of red also. I do suggest that you wear gloves. Otherwise your hands will be pink and red for about a day or two. If you don't mind that, you don't need the gloves. Okay, so we're gonna put our gloves on. And the easiest way to color your fondant is to I use a skewer, but you can use a toothpick or anything to poke in, and kind of dip it in, and then you poke some holes. So you're gonna need quite a bit because you want a dark enough color. And then take your fondant and you kind of twist it. Easier to get the color to go in the middle than all over your hands first. Now, if your fondant is a little bit hard and you're having trouble working with it, you can put it in the microwave, but I wouldn't do any more than 10 seconds. It gets real hot and soft real quick. So basically you just start kneading it like Play-Doh. Now, you're gonna need some powdered sugar. So we just do a little bit of powdered sugar on here. You can put it on your hands too because it can get kind of sticky. I'm just gonna take the lid off to make it a little bit easier. There we go. You cannot have too much powdered sugar. And that helps it to not stick to your counter. And you just keep kneading it like Play-Doh. So I already have one that I did before. We're gonna go ahead and use that. Now, if you have extra fondant you're not using, you wanna make sure you use saran wrap. And I usually put it into a Ziploc bag also because it does dry out pretty quickly. So I have mine right here, already in the Ziploc. Now it's already got good color on it, so I'm just gonna take the gloves off. Okay, start kneading it like Play-Doh again. The more you knead it, the warmth from your hands makes it softer. All right, so you just want to get it pliable and then into a little ball. So then you're going to take a little bit more powdered sugar. Again, you're going to need a lot of powdered sugar. And I have a fondant roller, but you can use a rolling pin, whatever you have at home. And we're going to roll it out about 1/8 of an inch. You don't want it too thick, but you also don't want it too thin. So you just keep rolling. Turn it around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this wine bottle and we're gonna lay it over to get the mold of the wine bottle shape. So you need to make it long enough to go over the bottle. Okay, so now you've got your wine bottle, and you wanna make sure you put a lot of powdered sugar over the wine bottle because you don't want it to stick. Once it dries, it'd be really hard to get off. So I just take a little bit of powdered sugar and put it all over the wine bottle. Just like that. And then we take our fondant and we're gonna place it right over the wine bottle. Again, make sure you have enough room. The very tip doesn't have to go all the way to the edge because we're gonna put a little cap on there. So you just lay it on like this. But you do want to make sure you get this little fold on the bottom so it does look like a real wine bottle. There we go. Now you can use any kind of knife you have, or an X-Acto knife works real good also. And we're just gonna cut along half of the bottle. If you let it dry all the way around the bottle, you'll never get it off. And really, it's just gonna sit on top of the cake, so you don't need a whole bottle. It will just have the illusion that it's a whole bottle. So I just take my knife, cut right about halfway through the bottle. You do want a sharp knife. It'll cut real nice and easy through the fondant. Turn it around and do the same here. There we go. Now when you get to the back, just kind of cut off a little bit there. You do want it to get that impression of a wine bottle, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're just gonna cut some of this off also. You just need a little bit. Because again, it sits right on top of the cake and gives you an illusion that it's a whole bottle. It's real easy just to follow around. Kind of push it in a little bit. And there we go. So now you're gonna set this aside for about 3 days, at least 3 days. If not, if you have more days, that's even better, but 3 days should be perfect. Okay, so while your wine bottle is drying, you're gonna move on to the next step, which is making the box part of the cake. You do need to make sure that you wipe this up real good because now you can see that it has the red wine color and you don't want it to mix with the other colors that you're gonna use on the cake. So I'm just gonna clean this up and we'll be right back.